I have over 120 hours of game time in Palworld. Spent the entire time learning and watching others and just trying to see what tips we could learn together. I'm going to try and put it all into one video. I'm sure that by now all of you know breeding. Best thing about this game, you can get passive skills on pretty much any pal and breed crazy, insanely strong pals. However, some of them are incorrect. This motivational leader is not a 25% increase to player speed. It's a 25 increase to player crafting speed. So, if you are trying to get a speedy boy, I recommend if you are level 50 and have legend, then legend, runner, which will give you the extra 20%, swift gives you that 30%, then you have nimble, which gives you an extra 10% increase. So you would want runner, swift, nimble, and lucky, or legend. And this, remember, motivational leader is not player speed. Also, one more tip about breeding. Even Elizabeth can be male. It's just a very, very low chance. I'm pretty sure it's like 10%. Like, no pals are gender locked. Some of them lean heavily towards female or male, like Pen King. But, like, see, I have a female Pen King, and eventually I'll get a male Elizabeth. Just because you can. But no, for breeding, eventually you'll get what you want. It just sometimes might take a few cakes. It's fine. Make all the cakes. Sliding goes faster downhill. There's a hill over here that's fun to slide on. Whee! And then you can jump and get some decent speed with your glider. That's always fun. And then if you're catching something, you can get up on the top before it catches, and then it rockets you into the air. Also helps get some speed. And remember, like, you do take fall damage, so you can do that. Just bring out your glider right before you land, and you'll be safe. When you see that the incline is at your head, that's when you know you're not gonna be able to go up. So instead of just trying to go up, you go towards the cliff, and then you'll go sideways. You see, even when you're over encumbered, if you hit the top of the cliff, you'll still climb it. Did you know you could reset the grapple gun? You don't have to wait the 8 seconds. You can just unequip it and re-equip it and then relaunch. Every time, unequip, re-equip, shoot, and then when you land, unequip and re-equip again. That way you don't have to wait the 10 seconds every time. In this game, it's super easy to respawn pals. So say, for example, you want a Lucky Lamball or Cativa or Chickpea. You can just use this teleport right here, go to your base and come back, and there'll be different ones. And yes, it might take a few times, but that's how easy it resets. And it doesn't have to be your base, it just has to be away from it. So I'll go to Marsh Island, and then I'll go right back. And remember, there was 2 Cativas there. See, now they're Penguins, now there's a Foxparts. And you just have to listen for that sound cue for Luckies. If I find a Lucky while recording content, I will include the sound cue here. And you know it will get quieter when you look away, and louder when you look towards it. So it's that dire howl. Just ruined the legs. No, it died. Be careful not to kill them. Awesome. Once you are like, I would say level 20, 25, I would try and capture the PAL merchant and the general merchant or the wandering merchant. Oh, okay, they're level 30. I will do it when you're level 30 then. They are very nice to have at your base, and you can just put them in the PAL box and take them out in order to have them change their stock. And it's nice to always be able to sell things. The black markets here, I would recommend getting as well, but he can be a bit of a challenge. He does have a minigun and a level 40 pet, level 40 PAL, so just be careful. Be careful. When you notice that things are broken, you don't have to repair them yourself. Go get some repair kits or make them. And you can put them in a box at the base that needs to be repaired. And then one of your minions with transport will grab it and go repair. Don't worry about doing things yourself in this game. Always have your pals do it. I want to build coolers at my other bases, but I don't want to go to my boxes to find the materials. So I'll place them down and cancel them, and then I'll have the materials in my inventory. Eggs, milk, materials for making cakes when you get into breeding. They will just store it inside their food box, unless you make that not possible. Cotton candy doesn't expire in this game, and it's quite easy to get. You can get it from the sheeps. Since it never expires, you can just put one in every single slot that you don't want them to use and only leave one slot open, and they will always bring, say, for example, berries or tomatoes to that food box. And then all the other stuff that they're collecting, they'll bring to whatever container you put it in. And if you want it to last longer, simply put coolers everywhere. But remember, if you put a cooler there, make sure you have a PAL to keep things cold. So I was a big player of Ark when it comes to making dinosaur babies and making eggs. And you had to feed them a lot. Always keep food in the mom. And then as soon as the baby was born, you have to put food in it. It was a little bit of a hassle. However, in this game, you simply throw a male and female into a breeding farm and put one cake. These 35 cakes will give 35 eggs. That's an amazing system. Do not be overwhelmed by breeding. You will get plenty of cakes as long as you have a farm that has wheat, and that's what my ranches are for. As long as you have a farm that has wheat, and in your ranches you have cows, bees, and chickens, you'll be fine. You'll always have the honey, always have the milk, always have the eggs, and the wheat you can easily mill into flour. And berries. I don't really include berries because berries, you just, you will also have berries. Just make sure you have a berry farm with your wheat farm. Just berries I always have. Berries never really seem to be an issue. But I have my mine. Since you only really need 5 or 6 mining, I also have them making tomatoes and wheat and berries. And then every once in a while I come here and make them make more flour. And honestly, I never really have an issue. I should probably move this cooking pot over. If you're struggling like this, it means that it's too close. Like I built them too close to each other. But when you dismantle it, it gives you the materials to rebuild it. So don't be afraid of rebuilding ever. And you know what? Let me just put this right here. And then we take those 49 flour and go make more cakes. Always more cakes. Cakes do take a while to cook. I will say that. But their ingredients aren't that hard to get. The eggs definitely are a lot, but like I said, if you have your farm going at all times, you always have milk, eggs, and honey. Remember, you can assign a POW by picking it up and throwing it. But if you want it to stop and do something else, you have to assign it to something else or throw it around nothing and it will switch to automatic work mode. So remember, if you want to assign your POWs, that's fine. But say you assign them to a production workbench and then you're not producing anything, they will just stand there. Make sure all your POWs are always doing something. Final tip, you know, if you're trying to level up real fast at the beginning of the game, lamb balls, chickapees, cativas, leaf monk, foxbarks, all of these, make sure you're capturing 10 of them at least. Because then you'll get the max XP for them. Make sure you complete your POW deck. And then you can sell them to the POW merchant later for gold. That's gonna be it for the tips and the tricks in this video. I hope you maybe learned something or saw something cool. I'll leave the link to Gameranx channel down below. He has a tips channel. That's where, sorry, he has a tips video. That's where I saw the Palworld jump. Maybe leave some comments down in the description if you learn any more tips or any more tricks. If you find any more bugs like the motivational leader not working and what it actually does. You know, this game is an alpha, so I understand there's going to be some bugs, but we can work as a community to make it better. And I look forward to the updates that they have planned. We're going to get lots more POWs.